If you're an Indian parent in Texas, then your first instinct might be, should something happen to me, I'll just give everything to my kids. And the truth is that that could actually hurt them instead of help them. Think about it like they just got their driver's license, right? And you're just giving them a high performance car. Are they ready for it? And that's something that you need to think about before kind of leaving inheritances outright to children. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 6 times when it may not be advisable to give money to your kids outright. And if second part of the video, I'm going to be talking about if you don't want to give it to them outright, then what are some other alternative options that you can think of. Number 6 is when you have minor kids. It's almost never a good idea to leave the inheritance outright when you have minor kids, because obviously they're minors, they will not be able to manage the money, and the court will have to appoint somebody to manage the money for them till they turn 18. So I think that's number 6 as to when you should not be leaving money outright. Number 5 is, now let's say that they've turned 18 and congratulations, you've inherited $3 million. Is that something that you want to do? I mean, I have 2 kids, Dev and Dia, and I just would not want them to inherit at age 18, because at least for me, I'm just not comfortable with it. And look, personally, like for me, I think I felt like I could handle money sometime around when I turned 28 or 29. That's when I felt, like even if I got a good chunk of money, I would be in a position to manage it. So even if you're like from 18 to 23 to 25, they may not yet be ready to manage that amount of money. The fourth circumstance is when you have a financially immature legal heir. Now, there are some people who are just not able to handle money. They have a tendency to kind of blow through money or to hold on too tightly when they should spend and spend when they should hold. And if that is the position of your child or whoever you want to give the money to, then it may not be a good idea to give it to them outright, because they once they have access to that kind of money, they may just blow through it, and that is not what you are looking for them. The next circumstance is when they have drug or addiction problems. In these cases, it's almost never a good idea to leave money to them outright, because if you give them that kind of money, you are basically helping them hurt themselves. And if they have if they have that kind of a problem, definitely do not leave the money outright. The next reason is if the beneficiary is kind of wrongly controlled by the spouse. If you feel that your child's spouse is that they exercise high amount of control over them, that if you give this kid some money and the spouse is just going to take that money, go shopping and just kind of blow through all that, then in that case it's just not a good idea to leave the money to them outright. And the last reason why leaving money to someone maybe outright could be bad is if they have creditor problems. If they already have creditors who are after them for money, you leave them the money, the first thing the creditor is going to do is go after that money. So that may be another situation where you avoid giving money outright to your legal heirs. Now to the second part of the video. Now, if you don't leave the money outright, what do you do? So there are a couple of options. Option number 1, you kind of stagger it, right? You give, say, 1/3 at 25, 1/3 at 30, 1/3 at 35, just so that you kind of spread it around. And I think people are kind of more mature by those ages, instead of just getting $4 or $5 million when I'm 22 or 23. I think this is more palatable and makes more sense. Option number 2, you can just give everything to them, but at a later date. So when they turn 30, when they turn 40, you can just give them the whole thing in one shot. Option number 3, you can kind of mix and match. You can say, when you reach, say, X age, when you say 30, or when you're 30 years old, but when you've also finished college, you've also finished grad school, you've also gotten married. So you can kind of structure it with milestones and also time. And I think that is a hybrid variant. Number 4 is a fully discretionary trust. I mean, that's a case where somebody has substance abuse problems, somebody is an alcoholic, drug addict, and so on. In that case, you give the successor trustee, or the person who's going to be managing the money after you give them full discretion. You say, look, you can do it when, however you like, but as soon as you see that this guy is recovering and that, he's had so many years of being sober, maybe then you can consider giving them the money. And that's kind of also the incentive for the legal heir or for the child to kind of get clean. So that's another option that you can consider. The last one is just a full, it's a fully incentivized trust, which basically means where you take away time and you just say milestone. Get married, I'll give you the money. Have your first child, I'll give you the money. Have your second child, I'll give you the money. You want to start a business, I'll give you the money, and so on. So it really depends on what you want to incentivize. So I think these are some alternate ways to structure how you give money to your child, and most of these can be accomplished using a revocable living trust. I think there are situations in which it is a bad idea to leave money outright to the child. Estate planning is not just about giving money and thinking about who gets what. It's also putting in place a structure which will protect your child after you're gone. If you want more information on how to protect your family if you have properties both in India and Texas, download the Desi Family Estate Planning Checklist. You can find the link on my channel page.